What a vocal entrance. Not sure what that sound was. It's pretty cool though. Welcome back and thank you for joining me for another reaction video. If you are new here, please don't forget to subscribe and turn on those notifications. That helps me out a ton. Hopefully it makes sure that you don't miss these when they go live. Now, we're back with a band that I have not done on the channel yet. They are called Shadow of Intent. It makes me very excited. But you know who has looked at them? Tank the Tech. And he liked them so much that he was like, dude, you have to take a look at this band. So much so that he even picked the song for me. It's called Gravesinger. So I'm super excited. I believe they're a deathcore band. That started as like an internet project back in 2014. Not very familiar with deathcore, but we're about to be, and very excited to get stuck into this one. If Tank likes it, sure, I'm going to like it too. Shadow of Intent, Gravesinger, official music video. Let's see what you got. Hang on a second. That's an interesting build-up. You can latch onto that rhythm of what the drummer's doing with a lot of that tom work, and you know your body can latch onto that and find that pattern. There are some keys in the back that have this nice busyness and melody. It almost sounds like a call to action, like you're going to war. And you've got the bass, which is the most interesting part there. It sounds almost a little tinny, purposefully so, and in a way, like non-melodic, but you can still hear it transfer. It's very interesting. I'm going to go back a bit to hear that again, but yeah, I kind of like how that all worked together. I suspect that they did that with the bass because when it kicks in, you're going to get the full power of it, much like with the drums. So let's see where this goes. What a vocal entrance. Not sure what that sound was. It's pretty cool though. Let's go hear that again. Wow. Crazy cool build up. Almost an anti-climax where it dipped in again and then shot up, where you could hear the scream and then you could hear that kind of vocal sickness. What's the term for that? Interesting, but I like what they're doing so far. Hang on. Sure, I like that. In a weird way, the song broke and then went back to a build-up again. There's a lot of anticipation being built here, and it's only a 4-minute song, so it's a brave choice, but it's working. I like it a lot. You could hear those kind of like dissonant chord shuffles there in between the power of the guitar and kick working together. And then he kind of upped that intensity with a double kick. It sounds like we're going into kind of the official start of the song now. I like it. Keep going. Hang on a second. Damn, this is heavy. This is intense. Really, really nice tight guitar. palm muting and gallops of the kick there, just super intense. And then that lead work on top, it sounded like it wasn't going anywhere. There was a slight drift kind of back and forth, but if anything, it was a rotation. It wasn't going anywhere major, and it was kind of staying in the same place, which it's just this anticipation, this build up. His vocals, dude can scream. He's doing these low growls. He's so intense with it. There's a real richness to kind of the full volume of that. Some people, when they try and do the lower growls, they lose some of the, it's kind of like the mids to it, because there's no real highs, and that's where you lose like that. All you do is you get the depth, but you don't get the richness of it. Very cool. I like it. I like it a lot. Whoa. Alright then. This is so heavy. Okay, so when the drums went up to that kind of really, really quick intensity there, it almost sounded like the music slowed down. Now, I couldn't see what the guitarist was doing, and I couldn't hear it very clearly, but it did feel like the music was settling. Even if they were playing at a similar pace, it felt like it was, you know, sometimes you can play a note, or you can alternate pick or trim pick, or even strum so fast that it sounds like a continuous sound. And that's kind of what it felt like to me. It felt like the music settled on top of that intense drumming. I heard a second vocalist there, and that was more of the core scream that I'm used to, that I grew up with. It's a nice like counter to his vocals, and he's damn good. Nice synth on the back. Okay, that's a cool thing there. I'll leave it to track forward, but basically, and I need to be very clear with this because I know people are going to have a go at me. I am not suggesting that they are modulating his voice to sound like that. That is him. He creates those sounds. I'm well aware that he's capable of doing that. They are doing some nice things to add an enhancement to it, like that delay and echo that you just heard, where it just shifted and shifted and shifted. There was a nice filter where they pulled it out, where you get that megaphone effect. It's almost like you're pushing the mids up and you're pulling the lows and the highs down, so you can get that transfer, and then you transfer it back into the full volume and EQ of his voice, and it's awesome. I really, really like it. Again, I'm sure he is making all those sounds. I'd love to see a live. I know it's a live video performance, but it is an official music video, so it's a recording. I'd love to see some live stuff from them, because I think that would be really special. I only see one guitarist, and there's definitely layers to this, so I'm assuming, thinking about the internet kind of startup that they had, is it something they just layer, and is there kind of a track that they play to, or do they kind of sacrifice? Do they have another guitarist who joins them? I have only seen one so far, but bassist is remarkable, guitarist is doing some crazy special things, vocalist is outstanding, drummer insane. They all seem to be very, very good at what they do, and there's a reason for that. That's a good place to show you what I'm talking about. In the beginning there, it came in with that kind of like, I call it like a gremlin effect, that growl to it, and it was manipulated slightly, it was modulated, if anything, to take away certain things, so that when they bring it back in the next line, it sounds more powerful. But his voice is doing all of that, and he's just killing it. The guitar, really nice, a little bit of lead work there, really nice kind of tight phrasing with the drummer, bassist as well. But there's that synth piece which is floating on top, which is I think what I was latching onto earlier when I said it feels like the music's settling. There is an overall softer drifting melody that doesn't at all have the same pace and intensity of what the music from the band is doing, but I think that works really well together, because it's a contrast, but because the top is so consistent and wavy, it doesn't have to have a start and end to the cycle. Very cool. Oh, I'm gonna stop it there to track forward. I know there's only a little bit left of the song, but what an incredible solo. When it started out, I was about to kind of position my thought as it's so dreamy and romantic. It's for a song that seems so violent, it's quite beautiful. It's this beautiful little highlight reel in there. And then he went into the tapping and got more intense. Still very pretty, still very technical. It did sound like there was a harmony of that being played. So once again, you know, is there a layer to that? You can use certain looping pedals to then play over yourself, so that could work. That's another way they could have replicated the previous piece again, unless I'm missing the other guitarist. But the bassist is absolutely killing. There where he was doing the solo, there was no kind of, didn't sound like there was a guitar track behind it. So it may just be the way it's shot, you know, you never know. But either way, there's no wrong or right. There are so many bands with 2 guitarists, some with 3, some with 4, some with 1, some with none. It's music. Music is whatever you want it to be. And I'm very interested in these guys. It's definitely not my kind of music in terms of something I'd listen to regularly, but it's very challenging for me. And it doesn't feel too heavy. It just feels very different. It's like out of my comfort zone. And I like that because that's how you learn. That bass work. Stay golden. I will do. And you. Intense. Tank, intense. Just intense. I want more. I need to hear more. That's confused me slightly. I know a lot of what was going on. I just don't know how it all worked together and why it worked together. So I definitely need to hear more. I'd like to hear more. Let me know which one to do next. If there's a genuine kind of live one too, that'd be very cool. And I'm really looking forward to that. So dude, thank you so much. Looking forward to more of Shadow of Intent. And who knows, maybe they get their own playlist. Until the next one, please be safe, be nice to each other, and have a damn good day.